Hello everyone, this is Ashmita from Sources Classes, and in today's class where we are solving the ISS paper of General English, and this is from the year 2022. And let me tell you, in today's class we are solving the essay which was Make in India, which would be a big boost to industry and employment. So this was the second topic, I suppose, in the question paper for this year. We have already covered the first topic in one of our previous videos. So in today's class, we are basically focusing on the second topic. So let's get started. So, what can you include in this essay? Now, Make in India. First of all, you need to introduce your topic. Make in India, you need to introduce this. Make in India means to encourage foreign investment that brings the latest technology, broadens the realm of knowledge, and infuses research and development within the country. All right. So, you need to provide an intro in 2013. So next talk about when was it established, like when was it made. In 2013, India was in a severe economic crisis when the emerging market had crashed and the growth rate had fallen drastically. The global investors were contemplating their investment in India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the Make in India program amidst the crisis situation on the 25th of September 2014, which aimed at attracting foreign companies to set up factories in India and invest in the country's infrastructure. So you see why you have told why this cropped up, like why the scheme suddenly cropped up. You have given an intro, then you have talked about why, then you have talked about how. All right. All the details are required over here, which are the highlighted points. Next, you can talk about what was its objective. Like you're talking about a scheme, so definitely you should be talking about its objective. Its vision. The Make in India campaign aims at promoting India as a destination of foreign investments and a pivot for manufacturing, for design, for innovation globally. The Make in India initiative does not only target the manufacturing sector but also at promoting the entrepreneurship in the country. So you see, it helps in like employment opportunities, definitely more employment. All right. This initiative further aims at creating a favorable environment for investment, for modern infrastructure, for opening up new sectors, for foreign investment, and establishing a partnership between government and industry through a broader outlook. So, what were its objectives only? You are mentioning over here what were the aims of this particular scheme. The manufacturing sector currently contributes to 15% of the country's GDP. The action plan of the mission is to raise the contribution to 25% of the GDP by 2020. So you can talk about its latest plans, like latest plans of the scheme. Okay. Next, you can talk about how we can portray this symbol. Okay, not like that. How we can portray this scheme. It's with the help of a symbol that is a lion with a body made up of clogs inspired from the Ashoka Chakra, symbolizes the mission. Okay, so from where did the person get this info, like inspiration? Of course, he or she gets an idea from a particular thing. So this was the inspiration, that is a lion with a body made up of cloths inspired from the Ashoka Chakra symbolizes the mission. So what led to the mission? You can talk about that. All right. Yeah, other lines you can just include. These were the results. Number one, to reduce the level of unemployment faced by the youth of the country. Of course, to increase the employment opportunities. You can talk about that thing. Yeah. Next, the aim of launching this campaign was to raise the level of the manufacturing sector in India, which will definitely boost the Indian economy. So this was the ultimate aim. About its aims. All right. Again, you can mention about the aims. Next, what are the guidelines and the policy for Make in India? Like, obviously, this scheme will be followed by certain rules and regulations, and you need to talk about that. If you are choosing this topic, then definitely you should be mentioning all the new late guidelines, all right, which the government has mentioned in order to start the mission successfully. You can talk about its objectives once again. Then you can mention the objectives like to sanction the projects that are approved by the state governments, then to reduce the paperwork required for establishing the companies, to minimize the time required for government approvals, to abolish the corporate social responsibility, that is CSR, from the project cost, then for the convenient transfer of funds, for the convenient transfer of funds while switching the jobs anywhere in the country. And a cell was dedicated to responding to the queries for business entities through a web portal. Okay, so all these things you can mention. Okay, so there is okay. So which sectors are involved in the scheme? You can next talk about that thing. Which sectors are involved in the scheme? Um, the sectors that were identified under the Make in India mission, they include the 25 sectors, which includes the automobile sector, then you have this automobile parts sector, aviation, then biotechnology, then you have chemicals, construction, defense production, electrical machinery, then you have electronic systems, food process, IT, BPM, leather, entertainment, you have media sector, mining sector, oil and gas, pharmaceutical industry, shipping, railways, renewable energy, and all these sectors are there. So you could have mentioned about that. Yeah, then you should be talking about both the pros and cons of this scheme. Okay, pros and cons of this scheme. Whatever you choose, definitely try to talk about the positive side and the negative side simultaneously. Okay. Natural labor resources are available in plenty in India, that makes it a preferred manufacturing destination. Yeah, so they are talking about available resources which will help in boosting the scheme, available resources which will help in boosting the scheme, which will help like to produce, to make all kinds of goods within the country itself, which will result in increase in GDP of the Indian economy, and factories will definitely contribute to the development of the rural sector, so they are focusing on development of the rural sector. um, yeah, they're also talking about the cons also. This Make in India will provide a platform for many small entrepreneurs also to grow and employment to a huge population, also to provide employment. One word is missing, and to provide employment to a large population. So people who are thinking of opening their new business, this would be a great boost to them, this scheme. And investments coming from foreign companies and growth in the manufacturing sector can raise the bar of the Indian economy. So here foreign investments are also being done, like in our Make in India scheme there are foreign investments also, so this will help to raise the bar of the Indian economy. So you can mention all these things. Next, you can talk about the importance of the Make in India campaign. Okay, the primary motive and also the other motives of this scheme, like what are the benefits, or what was the purpose, the main objectives of setting up this Make in India campaign. Um, it can prove to be highly important for the growth of India as a country. So economically, it was fruitful, it was required because people were highly dependent on products from outside. They buy Chinese goods. They like most of them are from like different countries. So we should be developing our own country goods. Yes, the campaign will help India to build a strong reputation all over the world as a manufacturing hub, and a lot of international private sectors will show their interests to manufacture their own products in India. So, in order to provide encouragement to certain people, as well as to show that all the entrepreneurs in India are having a strong reputation all over the world. Okay. Yeah, so rest you can read it on your own. It basically focuses on how it helps, like importance. Okay, but over here you see last line, it's mentioned about the limitation. So when you're talking about the positive aspect, try to include a negative aspect also, that even if this is good, this can lead to a particular thing that is wrong. Okay, so try to like write in that way. So whenever you're covering a topic, a particular topic, try to talk about its pros and cons simultaneously, all right? Next is, what are the major challenges that should be taken care of in order to make the campaign successful? So you can then talk about in a neutral way, you can provide a solution to how this um, Making India campaign, which was just provided by Mr. Narendra Modi in the year 2013, can become successful. Like, how can this particular scheme attain success even after so much of criticism? You can talk about that. Um, lot of difficulties and issues should be addressed at the same time, so these should be solved, like not only addressed, like it should be solved also, these problems. um, there is certain other challenges also, like a lot of people in India do not have the basic education only that is needed to develop their skills and contribute to the various kinds of industrial sectors. So what happens in the industrial sector is that you require the skills, but hardly people get the education. From where will they develop the skills? So you can talk about that in details. No skills among the people, no education, you can talk about that. So if you don't have education, how can you just focus on any kind of any kind of a thing that will help the nation building? You can talk about the people of India who often face difficulties to carry out their tasks properly due to insufficient power supply, no electric supply, no proper electric supply. So all these issues need to be talked about if you're choosing a scheme, like you're choosing an essay on a scheme. Infrastructure, infrastructure of the industrial sectors are not really developed. So even if people want to uh, make industries, like they want to have their own industries, there are not certain facilities which are readily available. And definitely if the industrial sector is not properly developed, then there would be hampers in the workflow, which will decrease the quality of work as well as hamper the time consumed in the work. um, the people of India often face, okay, there is there are other problems also, like which you can talk about the problems that can be addressed, like the poor drainage systems in order to flush out the toxins of the factories. Like we all know that drainage systems are very bad in India. Now, to make any particular camping successful in India, the government must take the remedial steps at once. So, lastly, you can talk about a solution, because when you are providing a scheme, you should talk about how you can um, make the scheme become better, and that scheme can help us in a more elaborate way. Okay, talk about the scheme in such a way so that so that the scheme can be um, thought as a solution to all problems. Okay, you can talk about how to solve these problems which are standing as an obstacle, like between the scheme and development of our country. So you can write like that. Okay. So yeah, that's it for today's class. We are going to continue with a series of question solving sessions again in our next classes.